Okay, thanks, Daniel, for the introduction. And before we start, just a few words about the MoreBUSINESS GmbH. I'm part of the MoreBUSINESS GmbH. Margaret is the owner of that. And as you see, we are located in Berlin, Munich, and Stuttgart. And MoreBUSINESS has been active in the field of learning and development for over 30 years. Our goal, as you see, is to support companies in qualifying their employees in such a way that they can successfully master the challenges of the present and the future. This goal has not changed in over 30 years, but we have noticed that companies are facing particularly large changes. It is no longer normal that an education is enough for a professional life, and the term lifelong learning is one of the most popular words in recent years. A study by the Boston Consulting Group showed that 60% of employees will need to retrain or upskill in the next 2 to 5 years to meet new demands. And the reason for this? Everything that can be digitized will be digitized. Many companies, our experience, and employees don't believe this and think that the danger is only for jobs that are easy to automate, such as stocking shelves or ordering a burger. But that isn't right. Just some examples for that. Due to online banking, most bank branches will disappear in the next 5 years, and qualified employees will need a new job. Trading apps enable stock trading without a broker, and here too, employees will need new employment. But that's not all. Jobs in science are also affected. Maybe you heard in December 2020, deep learning solved the problem of protein folding. The question was how to predict the folding of a protein from the given sequences of amino acids. With the answer, medical problems in particular can be solved more quickly and efficiently. Scientists had been working on this problem for 50 years with no solution. And artificial intelligence was not only able to map processes here, but also found the solution through new combinations. And deep learning will find its place in science, that's for sure. And many scientists have to find new activities. Just a few examples how AI and automation will change the world of work. And that's why about 1 billion employees need a plan to be preferred. But the question is, how can that plan be? The plan for this is mainly to retrain or upskill employees because companies increasingly need highly qualified staff, especially due to the challenges of digitization. Even though the majorities of companies recognize this, only 39% are prepared to upskill their employees. The others hope that it will somehow continue and that the forecasts are too gloomy. But looking away is no answer. Digitization is unstoppable, that's for sure. But what can we do? The biggest challenge of digitization, technical progress, is rapid. We don't know exactly which jobs will change, which jobs will be created, and which jobs will disappear. How should we deal with such uncertain predictions? The solutions, we meet soft skills. In contrast to professional skills, they help us dealing with uncertainty and future changes. Soft skills that support dealing with the challenges of digitization are called future skills. So that we have a common understanding, here is a brief definition of future skills. As you can see, future skills are primarily about acting in a self-organized way. This requires a whole range of skills, including independent learning, motivation, self-management, stress management, and much more. So, we have solved one problem, but already have the next. On this map, you can see the megatrend map for 21. For this multitude of trends, we need a multitude of competences. None of us can acquire all these competences. The question is, are there any particularly important competences within the framework of future competences? As you can imagine, the answer is yes. In a study by the Selbst GmbH, 5 key competences were evaluated within the framework of future skills. These competences are particularly important for coping with digitization. Let's have a look on these 5 key competences. First of all, we have digital competences. Digital competences mean using digital devices, obtaining and storing information, data protection, and data security. You can call them the classical future skills. The second are communication competencies. Communication skills are important because we communicate with the help of digital devices, above all text-based and not at the same place and the same time. And that's why it's important that you express yourself clearly and consciously to avoid misunderstandings. On the other hand, you should be able to communicate also in online situations as meetings or a conference like the L&D Speed Geeking. And it's also important to using appropriate communication tools. A further aspect is the building and maintaining of networks. We heard the importance of collaboration by Daniel and by Konrad. Due to complexity, we are no longer able to handle all problems by ourselves. That's why we need a network with competent partners. That doesn't mean a platform with hundreds of followers, but a real network with partners who help each other and invest consistently in this network. Our third key competence is resilience. Constant accessibility as well as information overload require a high level of resilience to stay healthy. Resilience means maintaining your physical and mental health in stressful situations. To manage this, you must be able to deal with challenges and apply coping strategies in crisis. Last but not least, you should be optimistic that you can handle the difficult situations and that the hard time will pass. Our fourth competence is self-reflection. It's the high speed of change that makes it necessary to reflect on one's own goals again and again, to rethink behavior patterns and possibly adapt or change them. The prerequisite of this is to know oneself. And that is not as easy as it seems. Maybe you know this. For this, you need emotional intelligence, which means being able to recognize, interpret, and work with your feelings. Self-reflection also means adapting to change and being open to new possibilities. Self-reflection also includes dealing with uncertainty. The ability to release control and an optimistic attitude that you will master challenges are essential. Now we come to the fifth, the fifth is self-organization. This competence, which is also included in the definition of future skills, reflects, among other things, the ability for self-directed lifelong learning. For this, it is important to be able to set goals that are specific, measurable, attractive, realistic, and timed. The most of us know this as the SMART goals. Achieving goals is not always easy and requires a high level of self-motivation. Meaningful time and stress management are also important. We at MoreBUSINESS have initiated a project based on these 5 key competences to teach exactly these future skills. Let's have a look on our project. The challenge of the project is every person is individual, has different previous experience and also different requirements in the job. How can we take this into account in the project? The solution or the answer, we need an analysis tool with each participant can determine the state of his or her competences. For this, we got scientific help from the Ludwig Maximilians University in Munich. Professor Dr. Bernhard Schmidt-Hertha and his team developed appropriate questions for each field of competence based on a scientific research and our 30 years of experience in learning and development. As soon as the participants have answered the questions, they receive an automatic result. The result gives them an overview of which competences they possess and which competences they should improve. The results also include recommendations of action. Of course, the results are only visible to the participants, anonymized for us. The special thing about our tool, it is free, not only for our participants, but for everyone who is interested in this tool. If you are interested, you click on our website. The German version is available now, and the English version will be available in autumn. After the analysis participants can choose between different training options. For those who prefer self-directed learning, we offer various training materials on our MoreBUSINESS Academy, developed by experts from the different competence areas. Those who need help or have specific questions can ask them in our coachings. Those who want to can also learn in a peer group from the very beginning. Our participants can mix the methods as they like. Our offer is designed as individually as the requirements of the digitization. Finally, let's take a look at our training principles. First of our principles is action-orientated. As we heard by Christian, he said it's very important that our learners have to practice and that learning takes place through behavior. We are also convinced that the most important part of training is the transfer into practice. As you know, competence means the application of knowledge. That is why we encourage our participants with appropriate exercises. The second principle is multiple methods. People are different and learn differently. Therefore, our methods are as diverse as possible to accommodate different learning styles and different preferences. The third is the learning coaching. When participants need help, we are there. Our aim is to support learners in a scaffolding process. And the last is learning in peer group. As we heard, collaboration. Collaboration is important not only to manage complexity, it's also important to manage learning. We encourage our learners to help and inspire each other. In the spirit of Aristotle, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Whether with us or with other programs, we are convinced that it is high time to take up the challenges. I would be happy if we could continue to exchange about future skills on Xing or LinkedIn, or can contact us by mail or by phone. Thanks very much for your attention, and I hope you will have a great afternoon.